Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee WildCast. I'm Jason Harmon, and in studio today we've got Mr. Barry Cross, special guest, special co-host today.
It's co-host.
And Doug Markham down here. He's decided to jump on the other end of the table.
I'm co-hosting. I'm co-hosting with the other two co-hosts.
Yeah, it's a show of co-hosts today, and we're going to just hit topics. There's no telling what we'll talk about today.
We're going to talk about a lot of stuff.
A little bit of everything.
A lot of stuff that's going on and happening and stuff. Right, Barry?
Now, everything that you can think of. It's springtime, the fishing's starting, turkey hunting's coming. What else? If you don't have a hunter safety card, you want to get out and get your hunter safety.
We'll explain all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's all out there.
Yeah. All right. So, in weeks ahead, Barry's information coordinator in Region 2. And we want the show to start having more of our coordinators across the state on the program.
In a few weeks, we're going to have Miss Mimi Barnes, our Region 3 coordinator, on.
And you're traveling over there, talk to a fisherman, right?
Yeah, Michael Neal, he's a professional angler. He's going to be on the show with us. We're going to shoot some PSAs with him. He's helping us.
What's a PSA?
A PSA, public service announcement.
Okay. And
he's going to help us promote our aquatic nuisance species program.
And also, you are going to ask him a bass question or two, right? Chickamauga. Y'all going to be on the shoreline of Chickamauga.
Right. I'm hoping he'll show me a few tips and tricks, to
get you out and let you play a little.
To catch a few.
But that's
because Doug's not.
Here we go.
No, okay. I'll leave it at that.
It's the truth, though. I am going to Florida, and if I come back from Florida, if there's another hurricane, I'm going in 2 weeks, that comes through there, then it's definitely me. Because the last time 2 times I've gone to Florida has been the hurricanes.
Both times.
Both times. So I know that it's got something to do with me, right? And we're not supposed to have hurricanes in March, are we?
Nah, not that I know.
Tornadoes.
Here.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, you're going to try to do more of that, right, Jason?
Yeah,
we're
going to try
there and travel and get the other folks on the show.
Looking forward to having some other folks on here and participate in the show.
Yeah.
It's a new year, show 53 today.
And Barry's helping us start that one.
53 years.
All right.
No,
53 shows. 1 year and one show so far.
All right, I'll tell you what. Let's start with a little serious stuff real quick, Barry. Let's let Barry start it with us, get us going good.
Yeah.
Although it's a serious subject already, and this happened twice that I know of over in East Tennessee, over where Matt Cameron, we'll all meet Matt here on the show soon.
Yeah.
But there's already been 2 drowning deaths over there, I think, that were both involved with boats. And you, unfortunately, had to handle the press the other day for one on Percy Priest here in Middle Tennessee, and the theme is the same on every one of them. And what is that theme?
Always wear a life jacket.
That's right. None of them were.
And this is a big concern. I mean, anybody that goes out on a boat, anytime you're on the water and your boat's moving, you should really have that life jacket on. A lot of people like to take them off when they're fishing. And, this time of year is not a good time to do that. And the reason being is the water's cold. If you go in the water, you may not be able to get back in your boat. And then you run into trouble. The incident we had the other day was a weird accident that somebody got thrown from a boat. And even, if he had on a life jacket, it might have saved his life because he would have floated.
I think there's a good chance. We don't know. We don't know exactly what happened in the accident, but he does appear to be ejected out. Appeared to be probably a regular fisherman routine. And here's the thing, I think fishermen make mistakes, because it seems like every few years we hear about somebody dying, either walking to get their boat that's floated away or it comes in, they float back. Wear that life jacket until you're ready to pull up the ramp to go up there. Even if you're by yourself and you go out there and put the boat on back, keep it on until you get back in that truck.
That's right.
And
yeah, well, I mean, if you got a life jacket on and you hit the water, and most of the time we don't plan on hitting the water. You don't plan on falling in. So this time of year, especially when you hit water that's 50 degrees,
cold water,
if you suck some water in and you don't have a way of floating,
you're done.
You're not going to make it more than likely. So
Chuck Yost, who works for us, he comes on usually talking about deer. He did a water test, a cold water survey boot camp. Yeah, and there was this DVD made. I forget what federal government did it. It was a federal agency thing, I think. But regardless, a bunch of people that are in real good shape, and Chuck's in really great shape. They took him out on a Great Lake or somewhere. One shot in Tennessee,
right?
And they all would have drowned if they'd not had their life jackets on. If there wasn't somebody sitting right there with them to make sure they didn't, because the water was so cold. When you hit the water when it's 50 degrees, he said no matter what no matter how hard you tried, the first thing you did was open that mouth.
Yeah. And gasp.
It's the first reflex. You can't stop it. So that water gets sucked in and you're in trouble at that point.
Yeah. So that's one message that we really want to get out is, think safety when you're on the water. Always have that life jacket
and I like
available
what
and handy.
You said something the other day too, Barry, when we were talking about doing some more life jacket stuff. Just the idea of keeping that jacket sitting on your seat when
a lot of your professional fishermen will do this. They'll wear their life jacket when they're running, and they've got the kill switch attached to the jacket. When they get to stop, they pull the life jacket off and they'll get up and operate their boat. If you wanted to do that, that would be a good opportunity to kind of like a seat belt. It reminds you that when I get back in the seat, I put the life jacket back on, and now we're running. I would go a step further. Sometimes it's always, especially when it's cold, go ahead and just keep that life jacket on and enjoy the fishing.
Yeah, but even the belt packs, you don't even know they're there. So,
right.
Why don't you slap that seatbelt on before you get in the boat and just wear it all day,
That's right.
That's another option.
You can still throw the other one on there if you want to, but I agree with that. We don't take them off very much anymore when we're out. We get in trouble here if we do. We know Betsy Woods, we get in trouble. But the reality is some people still fish without keeping that jacket on, and I think that's a good tip for the ones that are still going to do it.
At least put it on those kids.
Oh, yeah.
That's the main
13 years, you got to make sure they got it on.
Under it, yeah, and I know Tucker's going to be wearing a jacket out there.
We're going to take him, right?
We are.
Do
We're
some
going to tell him about
fishing.
Maybe he will show us
how
to catch some fish.
Hey, he's caught them before without any help from me. So.
All right. Well, speaking of youngsters, Tucker's a little too young for this. Tell us about hunter education that's coming up, where this is going to be offered a lot again.
You can check our website. There's all kinds of areas you can check and find in your region where they're going to be taught. We're coming up on turkey season. I know a lot of those folks have been out teaching classes and have them scheduled. So if you just check on our website at tnwildlife.org and find a class in your area, sign up for it. The class is usually a couple days, and you'll have about a half a day of a test, and then both my daughters took it. They passed it, so it's not anything to be afraid of. It's not anything that you can't do. If your child wants to go hunting, or if you need that class, if you hadn't taken it, if your wife hadn't taken it, or if you're not a hunter and you want to experience hunting, go get the class. You'll learn something. It's all about safety.
All right. So. And it's if you're born after January 1st, 1969 or after, you have to take this course.
Right.
So get your kids in it. You have to be at least 9 before you can take it. So
he's got about 4 more years.
4 more. I bet he'll be right in there the day he can go.
We're going to make sure of that.
And it's free. If you're not familiar with it, it's free.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, it don't cost anything.
And not only that, boating season's coming up. So if you want to drive a boat, the boating safety classes are out there, so you can check on those too. Okay. Because right now, if you're born after January 1st, 1989, and you want to operate a boat by yourself, you have to have that boater safety. So I recommend it for folks that aren't in that age group. If you're older and you've never driven a boat, it's a good class to take because you learn the rules of the road out on the lake. And that's probably one of the best things you can know to keep everybody safe out on the lake is know what you're doing when you get behind the wheel of that boat.
And a lot of folks don't know that that's mandatory now if you were born after that 89, January 1st, 1989. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he wasn't aware of that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, you don't have to take it, but if you want to, you could because you're old enough. But there is that cutoff now.
And make sure you understand it's a course. You have to pass a test. You don't have to take a course. We just highly recommend that you take it. You can take it online, which I did just this last year. I did because I'm going to Florida, and they don't care how old you are, on a base. I'm going to visit my friend. You can rent a boat at his base, and they won't let you rent a boat at this base unless you have taken a boating test. Thank you. And I took it online, and it was helpful. I learned all kinds of stuff. Yeah. But I would rather do what you're saying, Barry, if the time allowed, and that's go take it, visit with somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
talking to
our officers that deliver the test, they're knowledgeable. They can help you if you have any questions. So my daughter went through that about 3 months ago, and 2 months ago, and she passed it, and she's ready to go boating. So
she gonna take you? Go ride with her?
Yeah. Well, sure I will.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You can wear your life jacket. Okay.
She'll be good. Yeah.
Make sure you wear your life jacket.
Yeah.
All right. So
I feel much safer now knowing that Doug's taking that class.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
When I get in the boat with him, I know I'm going to be okay.
You want me to take a fishing class as you go ready to go learn how to fish again, or learn how to fish. All right. Speaking of fishing, the waters are warming up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It is still 50 degrees, but this is a time of year. I'm seeing fish all over our tag board. Jason, you're getting all kinds of photographs.
Yeah, we could show some pictures of those if you
We'll
want
show
to.
that
If people are watching at home.
People are, if you're listening, you can go watch it.
If you're listening, just go to our website, tnwildlife.org, and find our trophy room there. But here's some shots on our trophy room that have been coming in here recently. Just a couple days ago, our breed 1 spending in some largemouth and some crappie and
you got stripers.
Yeah.
And the walleye sauger are still doing some biting out there. We're just good days. It's warming up our lakes really fast, and these fish are hitting good. And Director Carter was on last week and said that the crappie bite on Kentucky Lake was great. Steve McAdams, who does a fish report over there, is talking about how great it is too. So it is time to go. And those black-nosed crappie that you see that our breed 1 sends all the time, they are stocked frequently by TWRA. I don't know where he did this. It looks like it could be Center Hill or Percy Priest, either one.
Yeah.
But who knows? And he does. And anyway, these black-nosed crappie, if you catch one, they've come out of one of our hatcheries, but they've really done well in our state lakes. They're beautiful fish, too.
Looks like he's #Chickamauga, so that might be where he's at.
Well, maybe so. It's a great lake, and that's where you're going to be in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll learn a little bit about it for us.
Take me a fishing rod down there.
It will. The white bass, or stripe, a lot of people call them. That's actually what a lot of folks, they'd rather call them white bass, but some folks call them stripe. This is the time of year to go get them. Jason and I went the other day. Wasn't quite the time to go get them then, but it is now. So they are running up our rivers. They get in our tailwaters. Just take a jig out looking for them. They're a lot of fun to catch.
So since you're going to go fishing, what do you got to get?
What do you got to get?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you got to get. Something I just got today.
Yeah.
It's time to get that license, right?
It's time to get that new license.
Yep.
There's a really good Facebook piece that Barry does videography. He's really good at it and
It's
shot.
Right there in our slider. Yeah.
And if you want to go watch and learn more about this collector's license we've got going out, it's an option, okay? It's really cool.
Yep. You don't have to buy it. It's an option just to help the agency fund some other programs. And
It's $5 for this license.
And
I bought it today.
It's pretty cool because it's got artwork by Ralph McDonald that, from now on, there's going to be an offering of this card, so you can collect these. And
It is.
the cool thing about it is it's got all your information about your license, and you can put it in your wallet, just like your driver's license.
And what I want to say that one will come back in the fall. We got one of a jumping bass that's in your video. That's the one that's available now. That's the one I bought today. You buy your license, and if you want this hard card to stick in your wallet, it's $5 more. You don't have to. And we're on our Facebook.
And they'll mail it to you.
They'll mail it to you. On our Facebook, we're having some people, I think they think it's more money that you have to use, and it's not. And then there's also folks worrying about a paper copy. A lot of our vendors now are running out 8.5 by 11-inch paper copies, and that's your license. And what's happening there is they're thinking they think that's the only time they can get it, and they're afraid they're going to get it wet. You cut it out. It's got lines in it. You cut. You stick it in your pocket. It becomes small. Run out 100 of them if you want to right there at home, and put them wherever you want to. If they get wet, run out another one, or take a photograph and put it on your cell phone.
Yep.
Right. And I haven't had a durable, the plastic license in years. I always printed them out at home because it was convenient for me. To me, I think it's a neat idea because you can print out more than one, and anymore these days you can put it on your phone. So who doesn't always have their phone with them anyway?
Right.
So, but I think I'm going to get a durable card. Just
for
because,
$5, You know.
Oh, I'm going to collect them. That's what we call them, the collector's cards. And Ralph McDonald and Barry went and talked with Ralph McDonald and shot video with him. It's just terrific, and he's a great guy. And it's something to be happy about, not something to be unhappy.
It's an
about.
Opportunity. I mean, because there's a little cost that goes into printing them, so it's not like there's a lot of money coming to us for these. So
it's not. It's just sort of a neat opportunity. It's something that our new brand that's working with those licenses, something they've done in 2 other states, and it's been really popular.
Yeah, folks
so we're
like
doing it in Tennessee, and the same with the paper copies. I think if you give them a chance, you're going to like them.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I think you'll like them, and you won't think of anything of it anymore.
Put one in your boat, put one in your hunting pack, and you're good to go. Whenever you're fishing or hunting, you've got your license with you.
You got it somewhere.
And put it on your phone. Because we know that most of you have phones.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So it is the new license year is what you're alluding to, Barry,
right.
and it's official now. We're into March.
This is March, yeah.
Yes, it is. And so you need to have your new license if you buy them annually. And by the way, that lifetime, if you have a lifetime license, after you did your video the other day, people were asking, what if I have a lifetime? Just go online just like you would, and you'll reach it, and you can order it for $5 online or go to a licensed agent. I think they can help you, but go online. I know you can do it right there at your own computer and get it done.
Hey, our Facebook's rolling pretty good now.
All right, talk about it.
Yeah, I wanted to hit this event. Did you make it to this event, Barry?
I did not.
Oh, okay. Well, I seen there was a few pictures, and I seen you
Trapper,
posted them, but I think they had a great Trapper Ed weekend at Buffalo Ridge Refuge, and that's cool to see. But our Facebook's growing. 90,000 plus followers right now. What is it up to?
92,400, but who's counting?
Yeah, well, Doug's counting. Doug is counting. Yes, he is. But, we've got anything and everything on our Facebook page. And then we're also on Instagram. And I'll show you all that at home if y'all are watching. We're trying to get that going. And so follow us there. There's that fish you caught the other day, Doug.
Yeah, it looks pretty big there, doesn't it?
It was a monster.
Yeah.
No. But anyway, we're on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. It's pretty awesome. We've picked up 61 followers in a very short amount of time.
You're not even trying yet. We're that's going to be on our new app coming out. I haven't talked to Michael May in our IT division about it yet, but we're going to have a new app pretty soon to replace just an update. Really,
update.
Saying new is probably not the right word, but it's going to update it,
and you'll see. Look.
It's going to have a new look, yeah, and it's going to have Instagram on it. But what I'm excited about, what Jason and I are excited about, is there's a whole page devoted to nothing but news and information, Facebook, social media, a whole page.
This show,
everything will be on that Facebook. I mean, on that app when you get it this time around, which should be pretty soon.
Yep, and we want you to stay connected.
Stay connected.
That's kind of our slogan on that, But click the news button.
Yeah, goes in Lee Wilmot's newsroom, which is going to have all our coordinators' news in there across the state. But Lee is our public information officer that works out of the Nashville office and puts out a lot of the press releases you see, and all the coordinators across the state do too. And so we'll have a lot of their news in there also. But it's going to be on that app. Mm-hmm. And Barry, you'll have it, won't you?
When is that coming out?
Any day. Any day.
Right around the corner. But yeah, and then Twitter's growing as well. It's growing. It's got 7,700 plus followers, and we're trying to get the information out that way. You see a lot of posts about commission meetings on Twitter. It's a great way to get some news out, just quick news, and follow us on that as well.
We Twitter at normal times of the day most of the time,
yeah.
So you can get out there and see our Twitter and follow it, and it's a lot of fun. I was one of those that kind of held back on Twitter for a while personally until we started messing with this here, and we've concentrated a lot on Facebook. We're going to concentrate a little more on our Twitter and our posts, but it's a neat way to say a message in 140 characters or less.
And it's a neat way for the public to just kind of keep up with what's going on with the agency, and and they can share too. So it's I like the social media side of it. I was not prepared for how much people actually interact with the agency, and in a good way. I mean,
absolutely.
They a lot of people just enjoy what the agency does, and we appreciate hearing about it, and surely we're happy to share what the agency's doing on that. So
well, I'm proud of the work that I think we're putting out a lot of work. Sportsmen support us, and we're putting out a lot of information that I think that you will love seeing and hearing. Jason shoots videos. He does his WildCast Extra that we put out there, and we put everything from press releases to video.
Yeah.
If there's something in between, we do.
Barry's
that too.
been doing some great videos as well. That license video was awesome.
And you went hunting to Murray County. You went and followed the youngsters on Murray County here in Middle Tennessee.
I mean, there's so many things that the wildlife officers and the biologists do that, I mean, you can't show it all. And but these guys get out there and they work hard putting together hunts. Rusty Thompson down in Murray County had one. I did one down in Lawrence County with Jeff Hummel. I mean, these guys do a lot of work organizing these hunts for the kids to give kids opportunities to get out and, being able to go down there and shoot these videos and interact with the hunters, interact with the officers, and put that out for everybody to see to me is satisfying, but I hope it is satisfying to the folks that were on the hunt and the officers that organized the hunt, because they deserve a little bit of credit for all the work they're doing. So
they do, and we're seeing it a lot of it across the state too. A lot of what everybody's doing there too. That's what I'm having fun with it. Seeing it's easy to see what's going on, not just in Middle Tennessee, but all the other parts of the state too, and some great stuff. Things I didn't know was going on. I've been here a long time and didn't realize some of the stuff's going on that's out there. It's a way for those listening to us, it's a way for them to learn.
It's one of the easiest
and
ways.
Even for those who aren't listening
easiest
to
ways
us.
for us to reach our audience. And everybody's on social media, it seems like these days. Everybody's on the web. Somebody's on their phone. Even if you're 70, 80 years old, some people, they've got cell phones, they've got email addresses, and they're on there. So
my dad is 85, and he gets on it just about every day. And even my mom, who I thought would never get on it, she's in her early 80s. Don't tell her I said that, but she gets on it.
Does she watch the show?
She hadn't. I don't know if she's watched the show yet. You got to crawl before you can walk on Facebook. She watches me enough. I think she's had enough of that. But anyway, but it's just you might as well do it. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
Right, Barry?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay. All right, we got turkey season coming around. Am I going to see you anymore, either one of you anymore, until May sometime?
Probably not.
Yeah?
I'll come in for the show.
Yeah. It opens up on April 1st. That's right.
It's not a joke.
No joke.
No joke.
No fooling.
So, everybody's I think I was at the NWTF convention here recently, and, If that was any measure of enthusiasm, I think everybody is ready for turkey season. I mean, I did hear some goose calls and some predator calls, but the turkey calls were in full force. And there's a lot of excitement around springtime coming and turkeys about to get going. So I'm looking forward to it.
4 birds total, one a day.
One a day.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
get you 4.
I've seen a lot running around out there here in the recent days. So they're moving. They're getting out and about. So
they are.
They probably think it's almost summer right now.
Well, with the warm snap, yeah.
And when I was talking to one of our biologists the other day, wondering a little bit, will it affect this season? It's going to be interesting to see how they respond to it, because I don't think it's going to get any. I don't think winter's going to come anymore this year. Do y'all?
I didn't see my shadows, so I don't know.
Anyway, I almost want it. It's like I wanted to go away, but it doesn't feel like it was really ever here all that much. But a couple weeks.
It didn't really get cold. But I know fishermen are enjoying the warmer weathers, and turkey hunters are certainly ready. I know a lot of people have been out shed hunting already. And finding sheds. There's just a lot of stuff going on outdoors that, if you hunt and fish or you just enjoy the outdoors, you can get out there and do now. So
there is. I've never shed hunt, but I bet it's a lot of fun.
I got out a little bit this weekend and tried to, but I didn't have any luck. I was just, walking around some of the areas there around the house.
Did you feel like you were looking for sheds with me?
Yeah. It's like fishing with Doug. No. Anyway, but it was fun just to get out and walk around and enjoy nature. And then, you're looking, and I'm like, should I be looking for white antlers, or they still got a little brown in them? What color, what's my chances here? And some of the leaves are on the ground. And so, do you have much experience with that,
I do
Barry?
not. I'd like to give you some help there, but I've been told you just watch and you'll see the points sticking up, or you'll see it turned over, and you'll just see it. And Dale Grandstaff, one of our officers, he a couple weeks ago, Boone and Crockett were here to measure the Tucker buck.
There's
again.
a video on our website about that.
And
really good video.
Thanks to you.
Bear shot.
Dale's got these 2 giant antlers sitting over there, and I'm like, what is that? And he goes, I went shed hunting. So
I'd hate to compete against him in an egg hunt. The guy that's got
You've been
grass.
pretty good at that.
So, I mean, and I have gone shed hunting, and it's a lot of fun, and I've never found anything like that.
Right.
Most of the time I find last year's shed that's been chewed on by our squirrel, but there are a lot of people that have a knack for it, and I think it just takes time in the woods to be able to figure out where the deer are actually hanging out and where they're probably going to lose that antler. So, this is the time.
I seen that shed you were talking about that Dale found. It was amazing how it had identical drop tines on each side. It was the perfect match. It was a crazy looking rack, but it was cool.
He says it gets easier. He says the more you do it, all of a sudden you just start seeing them. And I've got a little experience with looking for lures like that, where after a day or so, all of a sudden you start seeing that shiny, that silver over here, or that blue chrome over here, or whatever. It gets a little easier. So I don't. Maybe it's like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still looking for my first big. Set
none of the lures I
sheds.
find have hooks in them though.
Hey, I guess right now might be a good time to do some lure hunting. I mean, when the water's down and you can walk those banks.
This is the time to go.
Yeah, walk those banks and find these lures that have been snagged under the water during the big.
If you haven't waited too late already.
Yeah, during the fishing season. So.
Yeah, when that water drops down on Priest is the lake I think of because we're here in Middle Tennessee.
Yeah.
But you'll find lures all over the place. But you got to get out there before everybody else and go do it. So it's worth trying.
Yep.
All right. So turkey season's coming up, and look for. I guess our fishing guide will be coming out here pretty soon. Should be in there. Not a whole lot of big changes this year. Kentucky Lake, though, I do need to remember that the crappie limit on Kentucky Lake, as of starting in March, is now 20 per day, not 30. There was some concern over on Kentucky Lake about the crappie, and our guys here at TWRA, I've been listening to them for 30 years, talk about how things are cyclical. Well, there was some concern over there, so the crappie limit got dropped back to 20, and this year they're whacking them. So just got to be patient sometimes with crappie. They're pretty resilient, but they go through these cycles. Yep. And I've listened to these guys say it for these years and then watched them turn around and do what they say. So, but anyway, the news is good. The fish is biting, but don't forget the limit now is 20. And you need to look at the guide when you're going crappie fishing because we don't really have a set state limit on crappie anymore. It's lake by lake. We're here in Middle Tennessee. All our lakes up north have a 30 fish limit on them. All our fish down south in Middle Tennessee have a 20 fish limit, or 15, I believe. Look at the guide, just make sure. But Kentucky's dropped there, and you just need to check before you go to see what the limit is on your lake. I think a lot of these Tennessee are probably still 30, but check them out and see, just to make sure. And that guide will be out pretty soon, and it will be on our website. You'll be able to find it on the app, and then it'll be in a hard copy at your local stores where you can go pick it up. And if you open up the cover, the first page or two will say changes for this year, and that's where you can get it from. And if you're not familiar with our fishing guide, it goes by the regions, by the lake that's in the regions. We have 4 regions, and it's one state, but we have 4 regions that are geographically separated, and the lakes are all under those regions. So it's real easy to figure out. And it will tell you the limits of all the fish in that particular area. And a few will list them as statewide, and that's when the limit is the same from one place to the other place.
I look forward to seeing those pictures. Try to get those pictures on the tag board and send those in to our trophy room by using hashtag TN Trophy Room.
Getting more and more. I like that. That's a way to be interactive with the community out there.
That's right.
Okay. Barry, when you go out with your daughter for the first time, take pictures.
Oh, I will.
And wear your life jacket.
I'm gonna let her drive.
So you gonna let her drive? Oh boy.
That should be fun.
That's right.
Should be exciting.
That's right.
5 horsepower motor or
no, 115.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna let her back her in too.
Full throttle.
Let her back her in?
Yeah.
You better go during the week.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, Doug, it's been a great show. Thanks, Barry, for being with us.
Barry will be back.
I had fun.
It's a little different style today, and I think it works. I think hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all are watching the show. Listen to this on on TWRA and hope you enjoyed it. But follow our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagrams, and thanks a lot.